up, everybody? Thank you for checking out another episode of NXT, our non-applicable recap of NXT. I am Chubbs.
Yes, he is. I'm one take, I guess. It's been rumored.
Find us on Facebook and Instagram, NA.podcast919, Twitter, NA_podcast919, and SoundCloud, NA Podcast 919. So, NXT from Wednesday, July something or other. 26th. Full Sail University, as per usual.
Mostly.
Yeah. 3 matches took place. There was a 4th match, but it didn't happen, really, and we'll discuss that in a little bit. Ember Moon defeated Lady Tappa, who's
Potato.
new.
I'm guessing she looked kind of familiar to me, but I don't know why.
She's probably related to Tamina and
Probably
Nia
on all the
Jax
Samoans in east of the Mississippi.
Velveteen Dream. I wrote VD and I almost went with the other thing that stands for. Velveteen Dream defeated Cesar Bononi. Poor Cesar getting jobbed out.
He's new. And
whatever. Cassius Ohno winning against Hideo Itami via disqualification. I wouldn't say he defeated him. He won.
And it was nowhere near as good as matches either of them have had as far as I was concerned. Like, it wasn't bad, but compared to Cassius and Alistair's was much better.
Right.
And Hideo and Bobby Roode's was much better.
Is Cassius gaining weight again?
I can never tell.
He looked
Portly.
Portlier than usual.
He looked about the same to me.
Okay. All right, so the 4th match that didn't happen was between Velveteen Dream and the Cassius Ohno matches.
Oh, in between.
Authors of Pain were scheduled to fight 2 jobbers named something and someone.
Named David Ramos and Timothy Bumpers.
Yeah, Timothy Bumpers, because that's not a real name, I guarantee you.
Wouldn't it be great if that was his real name?
He probably takes amazing bumps at the Performance Center, so everybody's like, hey, we're going to call you Bumpers. And it just kind of stuck.
Yeah.
That's my guess.
Or he was bad at it, and they just said it was a joke. Yeah. So, like, when you call somebody Big Slim.
It was always fumbles. So, Authors of Pain making their way out to the ring. They get stopped by Nikki Cross, because she's going to do anything. And
she wasn't psycho enough towards them.
Right.
She's more psycho towards her own people than she was towards them, where I was just like, you should have been, like, balls to the walls crazy.
Yeah, agreed. And, like, jumped on one of their backs as they walked by.
Just be in their face just laughing and being crazy like she is.
So while she was doing that, Alexander Wolf and Killian Dane of Sanity attacked the 2 jobbers, and then called for Authors of Pain to join them in the ring. And Authors of Pain handled them quite easily, which I didn't like.
Well, I mean, we got a couple more weeks of back and forth between them, so it's not like they're going to get over on all of them.
I would have rather Authors of Pain already been in the ring, and then the jobbers making their entrance, and Nikki Cross stop the jobbers, and then Authors of Pain get attacked from behind. Maybe let Sanity get an upper hand because they attacked them from behind, rather than just straight on, both are ready for it, and Authors of Pain go over on their first encounter.
I'm okay with the way that they did it, as far as Nikki Cross and them taking out the jobbers. But they still could have had it where, technically, with Sanity being in the ring, you already have the advantage because the other guys have to get into the ring.
Yeah. But
so
they could have get up before they jumped them.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They shouldn't have.
Right.
They should have got the upper hand, and then Authors of Pain should have fought back to get the advantage, not pretty much had it.
Yeah. Or Sanity initially gets the upper hand and then escapes before Authors of Pain can turn the tables.
Something.
Just having them in their first encounter where Authors of Pain just wreck them, regardless of how Sanity acted after the fact, where they were still like, haha, we're crazy.
Yeah.
I didn't like it.
Didn't bother me, but I get what you're saying.
Want
to go back to the top now?
No.
Ember Moon.
Oh yeah, that wasn't. It was a short match.
It was okay for what it was. I think the only reason I didn't like it is because Lady Tapa did an awful job with taking the Ember Moon's finisher. Like usually some people do it where they do it and like they pop up almost like it's like a stunner.
Yeah, and she just
Or they just collapse to
she
it.
She continued to fall forward.
Yeah, she fell forward, but then twisted weird. Like I think she was trying to get herself obviously so she didn't have to be spun over for the pin. She was but it was very unnatural to the move, and it was very unnatural altogether, and it looked like crap. So for me, I was just like, yeah, that was bad. I would have much rather she just collapsed face first into the like inchworm style.
Yeah.
And then had to be pushed over.
I don't know. I guess I didn't feel the same. Either way, Ember after the match says she wants Asuka at TakeOver.
Right.
Which later in the program she was granted. That was weird. I thought there was going to be more to it.
Well, they also said that next week Asuka's going to be on NXT to talk about it as well.
Right. But I just felt like the interview with Regal.
Rico.
He was just like, yes, Ember Moon wants Asuka, so at NXT TakeOver, Asuka will defend the title against Ember Moon, and then it was just weird.
Okay, bye.
Yeah, like I thought he was gonna add a stipulation or something ridiculous.
Yeah, it's one of the times where it's just like they're like, we need to get Regal on TV.
Yeah, we need people to remember that NXT also has a general manager.
Right.
But no commissioner.
Isn't that what Triple H technically is?
Probably. I would rather he be on more. Like Shane's on quite a bit. Stephanie's been gone for a while.
Well, he probably would be if he wasn't at SmackDown and Raw quite a bit too. I mean, they only tape once a week, so you think he'd be able to. But that's a lot of traveling.
They got to tape more than once a week if they're already... They've been done with next week's episode.
Yeah. Oh, wait.
They're
4 weeks in advance?
Because they're done all the way up until TakeOver.
Yeah.
So...
And they do them all at Full Sail for TV. None of them are their house shows, right?
Yeah.
So maybe do they tape on Thursdays and Saturdays, or do they do all of it on... I don't remember.
I'm wondering if they put on like for the people viewing during the tapings, like a 2-3 hour show.
Right, and we get an hour of it.
Yeah, and then just break it up.
That would make sense.
I think that's what Ring of Honor does too.
Yeah. Yeah, so they do like a 3 or 4 hour show, and then they break it down into 50 minutes worth.
Yeah, it's gotta be weird when you're there.
Maybe.
Because like, especially if you have somebody featured every other week, and they have a match in the first hour that you're there watching that they're taping for, and then they also have like a promo and another match in the third hour.
Right.
It's just that would be weird as a spectator.
Oh, maybe they do it. I mean, obviously I've never been, so I don't know, but maybe they do it almost like acts. So like the first hour is act 1, then act 2. So maybe the crowd knows, they're like, all right, we're done with that. Now we're going. You know what I mean? There could be like an announcement of sorts. I don't know. Just a thought. Or they could just balls to the walls, 4 hours, figure it out.
Probably. Eventually, sometime in our life, we should probably try to go to one, figure it out.
Want to?
Yeah.
Gonna depend on lots of stuff, obviously.
Yeah. Velveteen Dream. He doesn't get any less. That's what I'm looking for.
I don't know how to say anything that doesn't sound like derogatory when I don't mean it to. So
right. It's weird to watch his character. Like I don't like his character.
Well, anything I have to say is based on actual visuals and has nothing to do with anything else, but people will take it the wrong way.
Right.
Fuck it. He walks like a monkey. Like he sticks his chest out and moves his arms all weird, and like when he bashes people's backs, it's all like
Yeah, it's very weird.
And I'm literally saying that based on his movements. It has nothing to do with any racial anything. It's just strictly his movements.
Wait, he's a different race?
Right? Dude, what's his name? That other big old white guy. The one that they put him in tag matches.
Oh, Lars?
Yeah, Lars. Him, he's kind of the same way because he like looks like a knuckle dragger.
Right.
Like he's got his wrists all bent when he's
is.
walking. He walks like a big old orangutan. So there's my comparison, just so people know I'm not saying it
Yeah.
to
No,
DD because he's black, because that has nothing to do with it.
I agree with you.
It just he's trying like I don't know if he's gay in real life. I'm assuming he is. Other that, or he's just pulling the character off really well. But
I wouldn't
like
even say he's pulling it off well.
He's trying to be like feminine but masculine at the same time when he's like walking towards somebody. So he's got his chest stuck out, and just the way his posture is, it's very gorilla-esque. And then when like he'll hit somebody, and they'll kind of be bent over, and he's gonna like hit them on the back, and it's totally like a gorilla smashing somebody on the back.
No, yeah, really, like it's this elongated.
Yeah. That's what I expect to hear out of him.
It's like Tim Tebow's throwing motion.
Awful.
That's what it is.
But yeah, like I'm trying to do my best to be open-minded to the character, because like, for example, Goldust when he first started.
Yeah.
Awkward, creepy, still kind of is, but kind of at least has some funny behind it. So I'm trying to like have that same thought process.
Until he got weird.
Goldust?
Yeah, Attitude Era Goldust is the worst character I've ever seen in my life.
No, definitely. That's what I'm talking about. Like, it got weird, and it's still kind of weird, just in a different way.
Right.
But, like, so I'm trying to look at, like, I always compare it to Dalton Castle, because there's no other, like...
Yeah, but Dalton Castle isn't annoying.
He's hilarious
creepy.
To me. Like, I don't like the duck face that, I almost called it the other VD as well. That Velveteen Dream does. I don't like the duck face in general.
Right.
I think it's ridiculous when anyone does it for the most part. Dalton Castle does it, but he puts comedy behind it. It's like he's mocking it, so it makes it funny.
Yeah.
Opposed to where Velveteen Dream could be technically mocking it, but he kind of puts a serious note to it, so I'm just like, eh.
He started off, it seemed like he was...
Yeah, because he almost had a smirk.
Yeah, like he even knew it was ridiculous.
Oh, yeah.
But now he's more accepting of it.
Yeah.
I don't know. The gimmick itself, I mean, in ring, he's a good talent.
Oh, no, he definitely is.
But the character...
It's an off-putting character for me, and it was the same with Goldust when he first came. I'm just like, ugh.
It's and I understand it's got to be hard. It's got to be hard to create characters that hit the mark 100% of the time.
I figured for him, I've said this before, I figured for him they added him because they wanted to get Dalton Castle and couldn't. So they weren't sure they were going to be able to, and they ended up not. So they had a backup plan. And they're at Full Sail, which is in Florida, really close to Orlando.
Yeah. Which
has a high LBGT community. So I figured they're, trying to
There's a
help
Q
them
in
out.
there, isn't there?
Probably. I have initials that have to do with lesbians and gays.
Yeah.
So I figured they were, trying to get some marketability out of that. And it's sort of like, even though I understand you're like ugh about the for those guys that are coming.
Oh, Street Profits.
Street Profits.
Yeah.
I feel like one of the reasons they're doing that is because of where they're at too, and there's a lot of college community, so they kind of have like this frat party thought behind them.
Yeah, they're just a reincarnation of Crime Time to me. Which, I mean, Velveteen Dream is just a reincarnation of Goldust. I mean, like. As I was saying, I imagine it's incredibly difficult to get gimmicks that hit the mark 100% of the time. So you can't use the same gimmick.
Right.
So you got to find ones that worked and then
vary it a bit.
Yeah, make it so it's different.
I honestly feel like Velveteen Dream is the homo version of, See, that sounds worse than saying gay to me.
Well, I mean, if you were to say homosexual version, it's not viewed as derogatorily as homo.
They're just words. I don't ever understand people being upset. But either way,
I agree.
I feel like he's a homosexual version of Rick Rude.
Yeah.
Just his mannerisms
Okay.
and
Yeah.
gyrating and stuff.
I could get behind that.
Except he
No pun
obviously,
intended.
since it's the homosexual version, yeah, not technically. He put some more feminineness to it.
Yeah.
Like when he's on the mat, like face down and pushing himself all over the place, looking all weird, which Tomatunga does. But I don't know. Maybe it's just because I've had gay friends. Well, I don't really have very many friends, so I'll go with have. I've had gay friends and whatnot, and I've had gay relatives, and I don't care.
Yeah.
And I don't understand people that do, because it's not like I don't expect anyone to care what I'm doing.
Yeah.
But it doesn't. Well, basically what I'm trying to say is like maybe it's off-putting just because like I don't understand it. Like when I see a feminine dude, I'm like, that's weird. Just because it's, to me, feminism.
Because it's not even like a metro vibe.
Nah,
like
it's
metrosexual.
straight up femme.
Yeah. But anyway, he is good in the ring. I just wish they'd fix his gimmick. And then Cassius Ohno.
I'm also sick of his interview non-thing. Like, the lighting.
Yeah.
It's like, you see what you're wearing, right?
Like, I'm wondering if they have a dude interview him next, and he accepts the interview.
Right. Probably what they'll lead towards.
So Cassius Ohno, Hideo Itami ending in DQ. I don't really have much to say about the match.
I mean, it was alright. For a main event, it should have been better.
Cassius Ohno, and we've talked about it before, his voice it doesn't match.
It's a bit high pitched for his stature.
When I see him not in wrestling gear, like last week when he was in that mint green button up,
You expect him to be selling guitars?
I expected that he was like a burnout kindergarten teacher.
See, I just expect him to be at Guitar Center.
Yeah, I've also said that he looks like he owns a franchise Guitar Center, but also works in it because he loves it so much.
Yeah, and he like that one you and I went to get some of the cables where they got the stage set up, he's up there jamming.
Yeah.
Hey guys, what's up? Let me know if I can help you with anything.
But I can also picture him he went to school to be a teacher, but kind of burnt out and just ended up teaching kindergarten.
Or gym.
Because I feel like, no offense to kindergarten teachers, but I just feel like there's not that much knowledge involved.
Just try to get them to not eat paste.
Yeah.
Follow directions and take a nap.
Yeah, and color in the lines occasionally.
Yeah. I mean, you do try to teach them stuff, obviously, like alphabet and this and that.
But I mean, I can do that. I don't need to go to college.
I don't know this for a fact because I never really looked in it, but in my brain, I feel like being a kindergarten teacher is more about mental aspect than teaching aspect.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. But his voice just, without hearing him talk, I'm like, okay, he owns and manages his own Guitar Center and probably has a cot in the back room.
It's like, hey, how you
never
doing?
wants to leave.
Give it all you got.
But then when I hear him talk, I just picture him reading Goodnight Moon to a bunch of kindergartners.
Green eggs and ham.
Yeah, like the Hungry Caterpillar or something. Just, I don't know. It's just the vibe I get. So, I don't really know. What was with the two Aleister Black vignettes for no reason? Well, I mean, I get that there was a reason, but it just...
I liked them, but...
Yeah, and they were different. They were different from each other, sort of. They weren't the exact same.
But they were.
I mean...
Subtle differences, but overall it started the same and ended the same, and it had one or two clips that were a little bit different.
Yeah. The wordage wasn't different in them? I thought it was...
I didn't think they were, but it could have been.
Because one was just Aleister Black talking.
The other one was too.
And the other one was, there was a heavy dose of Nigel in there, and some Tom Phillips.
Oh, it was in the first one too.
Oh, okay. Are you sure?
I'm not like 100% sure, but I'm pretty sure because I remember when I was listening to the first one, I was like, all right, I like this, and I'm like, why do they have commentary? I thought I would just.
Okay.
No, I like them. It's just I get mad about stuff like that because I know it's filler.
Yeah.
I don't like filler.
It just felt to me like it was an introduction of a new. Like, I know that they signed Aleister Black from somewhere else, but his name was Tommy End at the time.
Well, he was technically just the indie at the time.
I just feel like the vignettes were promoting a
Him.
new signing that they got from New Japan.
That's a vignette that you would have expected, like, the day of his first match.
Yeah, for somebody that's never seen him before.
Right, but the problem with me saying that is I don't know if you remember or not, but when they first brought him in, like he was doing video packages, but you were never seeing him or his face. You would see some of his tattoos and hear him talking. But since nobody really knew what his name was going to be, you didn't really know who it was per se. But, it definitely had a vibe of them trying to sell a new signee. I mean, it just makes me wonder if they had some guys that got some new editing classes done and needed some work.
Probably. Is anyone else as confused as I am about the Cien Almas?
I thought you were going to say the Finn Balor, but...
No, I wasn't even going to bring that up.
I wouldn't be as confused about the Cien Almas one if Thea wasn't involved.
So, last week, all right?
You can even go back 2 weeks where it's just... Remember, they had Billy and Peyton at the Performance Center in the back.
Yeah.
And
so, based on...
I'm trying to get my weeks.
Based on the interaction this week between No Way Jose and whatever...
Cien. Oh, I don't remember what they're saying. Her
Varga, something like that.
Yeah, I don't remember.
Varga. Either way, Thea. The interaction between No Way Jose and Thea from this previous episode, where she said something about him getting into Cien's business,
which was not the case.
Right. So that's where I was like, did I miss something the week before? Because I thought Cien took out Benoni.
Technically, you could...
And then called Jose down to the ring.
That's what I was going to say. Technically, you could say, like, she has a point to a point, because obviously it was after the match. No Way was gone.
Right.
And then he beat up Benoni.
Yeah, but Jose didn't save Benoni.
Well, yeah, then No Way Jose was like, what the hell? And then Cien was just like, well, if you got an issue, come.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, I can see both arguments making sense, but her just saying, hey, you jumped in.
Right. No, he was
with no... I can't think of the word I want
unannounced, without being prompted.
Not being antagonized.
Yeah. It's just weird.
No, it is. And the whole thing with Cien and Thea is... A, because they haven't announced what she is yet. We've heard rumors that it's supposed to be his sister.
Right.
Which makes more sense than it being like his girlfriend or wife, just based on other interactions between them.
Right.
There's also been rumors that it's going to be like they're going to end up working it where she was the one that raised him. Yeah. And like she came in because she saw that he was like partying too much and not focusing on what he should be and having that killer instinct and just meh, tranquilo.
Yeah, even though I'm going to be really mad that I lost initially to Benoni, but then
instantly
tranquilo.
Just that kicks into the tranquilo, so she's there to be the mother figure to keep him on track. And
hey, you should still be mad about this.
Yeah, it would have been fine if right after he was just like confused and then just like opposed to freaking out.
Yeah.
Because then once you freak out and then calm down, it just looks stupid.
Exactly. Like, what are we, grown adults?
No.
Next, actually no, I'll stick with this week before I do what's coming next week.
Well, we had another quick Street Profits intro video. I think they're going to be funny. I don't know how they are in the ring.
Probably terrible.
I mean, they've been in the Performance Center for quite a while.
Yeah. All right. Like, obviously, I don't want them to be bad. Like, I want to see the NXT roster expand with good talent, maybe prompting them to make it a 2-hour program.
Definitely. Adding another mid-card belt.
Yeah. Yeah, because they should totally have like a NXT
Intercontinental.
NXT.
They could make it a TV belt. I mean,
Yeah, because it's not live.
yeah,
But it's not really on TV either.
you gotta watch it on your TV though.
You can watch it on your phone.
You have to go to the network.
Yeah. Make it the iPhone championship. Just kidding.
Make it the network championship. Who
Drew-
cares?
Yeah, the whatever.
Something.
Drew McIntyre addresses the NXT universe.
Dude, all right, so I want to say this. I'm already interrupting you.
It's fine.
So when he came out, I was like, great, they're going to do what I said I didn't want them to do, where he's going to come out, cut a promo, and towards the end of the promo, Rude's going to come out and be rude, no pun intended,
Right.
and be good, but I'm sick of the same format. They didn't, and I was glad, and that was a great promo by Drew. Like, it got me going, the end of it anyways. I was just like, yeah, I'm behind you, even though I don't care if Rude wins because I like Bobby.
Yeah. Right. And at this point, I'm not wanting to see anybody come up to the main roster
Right.
because it's already oversaturated. But
It's not even that it's oversaturated, it's that they just don't seem to know what the hell. Especially, dang, I'm done. I was going to say with Raw, you got 3 hours, and an hour and a half is them filling you in with crap that's not needed.
right, when you have now 6 guys in
And
the...
did you notice they didn't have one cruiserweight match last week? Not an actual match. They had the segment with Tozawa and Titus, and Tozawa going to the ring, and then Neville coming out,
And then Daivari.
and Daivari taking them both out, but they didn't actually have a match.
Yeah. I'm okay with it.
Well, I'm okay with it because just doing the little stuff like that, I feel like does more to intrigue people to be like, hey, I kind of want to check out what happens with this on the actual show, opposed to having a 5-minute match that's nowhere near the capabilities of the wrestlers.
I still say scrap 205 Live. Move the cruiserweights, some of them on, well, no, keep them specific to a roster.
Yeah, because there are not that many of them.
I would say put them on SmackDown, though, and then allow them to have feuds with normal-sized people.
You can't put them on SmackDown.
Why?
They need to add an hour to that show as far as I'm concerned. I'm not saying you're wrong and your opinion's wrong. I'm saying on my opinion. They got a 2-hour show.
I
where,
get it.
You know what I mean? Why can't they do... Somebody else said this, and I can't remember who, or I'd give them credit. Maybe, I don't care. Somebody else said it, where why couldn't they do what WCW used to do with their cruiserweights? They used to start the show out with the cruiserweights to get the crowd going. So have like one or two cruiserweight matches that are
the matches
actual.
don't get anybody going.
Well, that's why I'm saying actual cruiserweight matches, though.
Yeah.
Like, let them have their capable matches to get the crowd into it, and then...
I still say do it the same way WWE used to when it was WWF and they were called the light heavyweights.
I'm okay with it being the cruiserweights.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's fine.
You say the lightweights just so they can add more people to it?
Just have. I mean, you can keep it cruiserweight. That's fine, but just have a ring announcer just be like, "Oh, the next match is features a cruiserweight division matchup," and then just go right into it.
Yeah, they need to do a better job of making it feel focused and like it matters.
Yeah.
Like, make it feel special. And they're not.
I agree. Yeah, so that would. Oh, I want to point out, and I pointed out to you already, and we both agreed, the obviously added post-production announcement, the This Just In announcement that Asuka will be on NXT next week to respond to Ember Moon. I get it, but
I also want to say, which I've said before, and even though I understand that NXT is the Performance Center brand, that's why they probably don't do it this way, but I feel like NXT especially should be the show that does not have commercials, especially for their own stuff.
yeah.
It should just be the announcers doing spoken ads.
Sure.
Like, do the one for Rocket League that they do when they come back from their own friggin' commercials.
Yeah.
Or KFC or Subway or whichever commercials they're... I'm actually more apt to care about an ad that is not interrupting my programming than them actually cutting out to go to a commercial.
Yeah.
Out of spite, even if it's something I like, out of spite, I'm going to be like, screw you.
Yeah, but most of their commercials between matches, like during the match, is for the WWE Network.
Right, and
like,
you're telling me that's not something that they could work, where A, you still get to have the editing crew that's Performance Center as well working, have a on-screen, third section come up, like the 205 thing come up across the bottom screen.
Yeah, like...
And then have Morrow do a, hey, check out, we got 205 live after SmackDowns, whatever.
Right. I mean, he doesn't even have to... Like, if you look at... I'll just use Family Guy for an example, because I'll watch Family Guy on Fox. And down at the bottom, it'll pop up, an ad for another show that's on Fox.
Right.
So just have it pop up at the bottom. 205 Live, do the little graphic thing that they do for it.
Yeah, that little ninja kicky guy.
Right, and just leave it at that. Or, WWE 24. Or whatever collection. Superstar Inc., Swerved, what have you.
Yeah,
anything.
Instead of going to a commercial break.
Yeah. No, it's dumb. Next week's episode actually could be pretty good.
Yeah, because Bobby's supposed to be there to address Drew.
Yep.
Asuka's supposed to be there to address Ember.
Yep. And Johnny Gargano versus Raul Mendoza, who I don't know.
Was he in the cruiserweight tournament?
Possibly. I am excited.
I know his name.
I am excited to see Johnny Gargano in the ring again, though.
Definitely.
Yeah, that's all I got.
Yeah, because we already talked about Rigo. Yeah, that's all I got.
All right, cool. So thanks for listening. Don't forget to check out our other content, especially our Rumors episode that's coming up later, and
Sunday.
all the other stuff. So Facebook, Instagram, all that stuff will be on the screen. Deuces.
Double.